Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. This webinar is to give you guys a better understanding of all of the power that the Benzinga Pro platform has. Over the next 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to just be kind of doing a high-level overview of each of these icons that are right here in the middle of my screen. If you have not, and if you have the ability to, please log into the Benzinga Pro platform so you can follow along with me. And if you guys do have any questions, drop them in the chat. We will be sure to get to the questions as we get going through the webinar. So my name is Mike Marshall, and I am on the product and sales team over here at Benzinga. What we've done is we created this investment research platform, and what Benzinga does is it creates content. We also created a technology that communicates with the exchanges that can send you automated alerts to keep you up to date on option activity, block trades, or any stocks that might be spiking, whether it's spiking up or spiking down. What else we've done is we created a very easy to digest and understand earnings calendar, as well as analyst ratings and economic calendar. So, if you have a handful of stocks in your portfolio, it is going to be, important for you guys to make sure that you're paying attention to some of the different calendars, such as analyst ratings and earnings. So I'll show you guys quickly how to navigate through those two features, as well as the details. And lastly, we'll show you how to set up a watch list with your alerts. And that will be an overview on the entire platform. And what all of that is the basic package of Benzinga Pro. When we start talking about some add-ons, the add-on for the essential package or the second level would just be this audio squawk. So that is the only difference between basic and essential. And the only difference from essential to premium is right down here. And what this is the ability to chat directly with our investigative reporters and news analysts. So if you ever want any more information on a specific stock, or maybe a little more color to how that news is going to affect the stock, right here you could just chat in with the guys and gals on the news desk, and within 30 seconds to a minute you will be able to have an answer. I've seen our team go as far as calling companies to make sure that they get the users the information that they need. So, ask the Benzinga news desk right here. This is available to all of the trial users. So, after your free trial, you would have to pay for that feature. So I do challenge everyone out there to definitely give that a try while you're on trial. So while I was just talking, I see a few more people just added into the webinar. I just basically just did a high-level overview of what the webinar is going to be about today. And I just wanted to let you guys know that this webinar is for you guys to learn how to use the platform and leverage it to gain the advantage. So, I'm really going to lean on all of you guys listening out there to drop in questions in the chat so that I can gear this webinar a little more towards your specific strategy. If I'm not getting any questions, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of do the basic overview. So here we go. What we're seeing right here is just a blank workspace. We can rename our workspace by clicking this pencil right up here. If we would like to, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit. So I could just go ahead and rename this filter feed, hit enter, and I'm going to go ahead and customize my news feed. So what we see right here is our Benzinga Pro real-time news feed. we notice right up here at the top is where we can search by keyword, symbol, you know, an individual company. If we wanted to look for options, we would just type in options, and you will see that we have filtered out our news feed with a keyword of options. Also, we could go ahead and type in such, a keyword such as gainers. You will notice that we write a story every morning and every midday about the pre-market and the midday gainers. So if you guys are looking for a little more of a full-length story, you can just click on the headline and it will drop down a story, or if you double click, it will pull that story right on out into a new tab. We know that this can be clicked on because of this bracketed plus sign. So difference between stories and headlines are identified at the end of the headline with the bracketed plus sign. So if there's a bracketed plus sign, you can click on it for a little more information. Another way to filter out your feed to make sure you're getting just the news that is pertinent to your investment strategy is by selecting the filters button right up here at the top right corner. Before we get going too far, I want to remind you guys that the Benzinga Pro platform is automatically saving. So by selecting these different categories, which I'm just going to go ahead and select, maybe 5 or 6 of them. So I got these 5 selected. I have sources, and I'll tell you guys the difference between signals and wire here in just a second. But if I wanted the SEC filings and the press releases, the raw information directly from the company, we could turn these on. This is going to really turn up the fire hose on the news that's coming through your news feed. So, you'd go from these 2 sources, which give you roughly about 700 to maybe 1,000 headlines. If you turn these SEC filings and press releases on, you'd be looking at more so probably about 5,000 headlines and stories coming through your news feed each day. So I have these 5 filters, 5 categories set up, the 2 sources, which give me 7. So now I'm going to show you guys that I could log out completely, sign back in, and my news feed is going to be set up the exact same way I just left it. 7 filters, my filtered feed right up here. The only way it's not going to save is if I hit this X up here. If I hit this X, I go right back to the default settings. See, now I'm back to 2 filters. So let's go ahead and set up a couple filters again. And this time, I'm going to go right above the word filter, and I'm going to select the little gear or cogwheel right up here in the top right corner, and I'm going to add a theme. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go down to options, and I'm just going to make all the option activity green. So now we can visually set up this feed to customize it to the different settings that we prefer. So you'll see here, I know that anything that is an option activity is going to come through as red or as green. Anything that is market moving, anything that is exclusive to our platform, or anything that is hot would be in red. Everything else we know would be coming through, would be trade ideas. So that would be the only other thing coming through. So I'm just going to clear out my filters here, and I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about BZ Signals. So BZ Signals is an automated technology that we created, and what it does is it communicates with the exchanges to give you these headlines in this text format. So you're going to see ticker symbol, a new 52-week high. You're going to see, spiking activity, whether it's spiking up or down. You're also going to see options coming through your BZ Signals. You're going to see block trades. So, it's pretty interesting to kind of see all of the different automated activity that we can have. So if you see a certain stock spiking in a different direction, what I would suggest, what I like to tell people is we see this, ETFC spiking up. So let's just go ahead and search that over here. And now we can see what type of news is out there. So now we notice that we see the earnings came out for E-Trade, and they beat it. So, that is obviously some good information for E-Trade. And what happens right after that? It starts to spike. So, the spiking activity is something that you guys can take advantage of. But the BZ signals, like I said, that is a technology that we created internally. You can't get that anywhere else, just on Benzinga Pro. A lot of value with these signals. So what you'll also notice, though, is option activity also comes through the BZ wire. So the BZ wire is actually typed in by someone on our news desk. So if you see something that came through the BZ wire, like this option alert right here from TRN, Trinity Industries, the reason why this came through, right above it. The reason why this came through the BZ wire, I'm going to just turn off this green so I can see it a little better. The reason why this came through the wire and not a signal, well, it did come through the signal right below, but the reason why we typed out a headline for this is because our news desk wanted to make sure that you guys understood that this was some important information. We wanted to make sure that you guys did not miss this information. And why does it make this? Why is this information so important, or why did they want to highlight this? And the only thing I could guess is because we see the 574 puts at the ask, and this is how many were traded: 3,036. Before that, the only option activity during that session was one, the open interest. Only one person has been interested in the option activity for May 26th. So, having some 3,036, of the option activity for TRN compared to just one piece of interest out there before is a little notable. So our news desk wanted to highlight that for you guys to make sure you guys took a look at that. So told you guys some of the ways around the news feed. If you want to know anything else about the news feed, drop it in the chat. Let me know, and I will spend some more time on it. I'm just going to quickly type in here the chat so everyone knows where it is. Excellent. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to talk about our details. So what is the details? There's two ways to get to the details. So one is by selecting that icon right here, two spots for it. We can select the icon right down here, or we can select the icon over here. And if we wanted to pull it out into a new window instead of this workspace, we could do that as well. I'm just going to keep it in the workspace for the ease of use. So by selecting the icon, the default here is Apple. And the other way we could get there would be if we wanted to select one of these tickers, you will notice that jumps you right over here to the details page as well. So two ways you can get there, either clicking the icon or clicking the ticker symbol. So we're over here on Apple, and what we see is we see all of the news. We have SEC filings for Apple. We have press releases for Apple. We have anything that came through the BZ wire and any partner news that we covered. So if you wanted to take a deeper dive on Apple, you could come here, you could select the news tab, and you could see all of the press releases, all of the SEC filings, any type of research you would want to do. If you want to start to look at some fundamentals and pull the chart out, you could just select the chart tab. Looks like my internet's running just a little slow here, but you can see that we selected the chart tab. We see the Apple chart, and now we want to play with some different indicators. So we see that we have all of these different indicators available to us at no extra charge on the Benzinga Pro platform. So, you know, I know there's a lot of different traders listening, so I don't want to really talk about too many fundamental analysis or fundamentals. I'll just allow you guys to send in any questions if you guys have them. And then also the last thing here is some of the basic financials, the balance sheet, the income statement, the cash flow, and you see that this is broken up into quarterly or annually. So, you know, depending on how you want to take a look at the data, it's all right there. You know, the last thing with the details, this is something really exciting we just added in. It took about 6 months of our development resources, but one thing that you know is definitely letting us stand out compared to a lot of our competitors is the fund filings. So, you know, what are the fund filings? So anytime a company such as like Berkshire Hathaway, anytime they take a position in a stock, they have to file a form. You know, and what we have done is we have, you know, pulled all of those forms, and they are all in here. So we'll just type in Berkshire Hathaway. We select the fund of Berkshire Hathaway, and what we have right here is, I'll zoom out just a little bit, is we have all of Berkshire Hathaway's positions. So we see that they own Kraft Heinz, they own 325,000, just north of that, shares. If they were to sell any of them, they would have to fill out a form, and it would come across your newsfeed. So you know now whenever Berkshire Hathaway is going to be taking either a larger position in a company or if they're selling off some of their stock. So you know, I'm going to ask you guys a question out there. You know, if Berkshire Hathaway were to sell, you know, 10 million shares of XYZ stock, how do you think that that's going to affect that stock? I would assume negatively. But, you know, this is not for investment advice. This is just for you guys to put together your, you know, this is just for your information, for you guys to put the decisions together on your own. So what I can do over here is I can pull up a ticker or pull up my news feed, and I know that I know they just filed the other day to sell off some of the Wells Fargo shares, and you can see here that you know, we covered it. Berkshire Hathaway files Form 4 related to the sale of 7.13 million shares. Right after that, we see in the near future, Benzinga covers that they're planning on selling another 1.86 million shares of Wells Fargo. So you know, it's kind of interesting to then see how the news is playing out on Wells Fargo after that. So, you know, is you know, $8 million of shares of Wells Fargo, is that a lot? Well, you know, depending on the fund, but you know, looking here at you know, Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio, it looks like they own, you know, $4.16 billion worth of Wells Fargo. So, you know, that was a relatively small play, and, you know, didn't even really affect that stock all that much. But, you know, just so you guys know, you can follow some of your favorite funds, and you could see exactly how their portfolios are weighted. So you can see, you know, like if Berkshire Hathaway, I mean, a very successful company, you know, if they're this bullish on Kraft Heinz and Coca-Cola, you know, they must be some great value stocks. So just a little a tip on how to leverage some of the features. So once again, all you have to do is type in any fund. So I know another big one out there is 0.72. I can type in 0.72. And now we are jumping over to 0.72's holdings. And we see them all right here. We can see their positions and we can see how much they own. So, you know, if they're selling off stocks, we're going to know about it first. You're going to know about it, and you're going to see, you know, what type of position they had in that stock as well. So going to keep cruising along here. Talked about the news feed, lots of different ways you can set up your news feed. You know, talked about the details, just a great way to take a deeper dive into stocks. And next, I want to go ahead and give you guys an overview of our calendars. So what I did is I selected the calendar icon. I see here the default to calendars is earnings. So when I open the calendars, I will have today's earnings. So all of today's earnings would be all listed right here. Nice, easy to read format. We tell you if it's going to be earnings that are going to be coming out pre-market, post-market, or after the market, or if it's intraday. Pretty rare for intraday. But then we also have the key data points of estimates and the surprise and the revenue estimates as well. You know, as a product guy, I talk to a lot of our customers, and you know, I hear a lot of continuous great feedback on our economic calendars. Make sure you're taking advantage of those. What I want to do now is show you guys that there is a search bar right at the top of the calendar. So if we wanted to see when, I don't know, Facebook's earnings are, all we'd have to do is type in the ticker symbol FB, and we see that we now have, it looks like 2 weeks from now, Facebook's earnings date, 5/3, so May 3rd, they're going to be reporting. It's going to be after the market. So if you guys are holding Facebook, it's going to be in, you know, I would assume that you guys would want to pay attention to, you know, the news coming out on Facebook before earnings, you know, the week before, the day before, the hour before, because if the news is coming out and it's a lot of negative things going on, you might want to start figuring out how you want to position yourself. While we have Facebook selected here, I want to go ahead and show you that we have the date range. We can play with the dates. If we wanted to see, instead of just today's earnings, we wanted to see what earnings were coming out all next week, all we would do is go to our date right up here, click the date, and then we can select the date range as you guys see. So don't want to spend too much time on earnings. I just want to type in the Facebook again, and then I'm going to, like I said, the default to earnings is, or the default to calendars is earnings. By selecting the word earnings, you'll see the 11 or so other calendars that come with the platform. So you notice I have Facebook selected. I'm going to jump down here to analyst ratings, and you see all of the analyst ratings that we have for Facebook. It goes back, you know, for you know, we have 8 years of data. Facebook wasn't public for 8 years, so, but we will have any rating change that ever happened with Facebook will be posted. Any rating change throughout U.S. equities, we cover. So anytime that there is going to be any actions or buy-sell changes, we're going to cover that on the Benzinga Pro platform. So you guys could also filter this out by your watch list, as you see on the top right corner. And you can also set up a couple other things if you would like to on the settings for the different calendars. So if you wanted earnings and you wanted to know the actual announcement time, you could put that up there as well. You know, economics right here is going to be all of the major economic events that happened today. So you could sort it by the country, and you could see here that the different economic events that all happened today to make sure that you are aware of what's going on, and then we have an importance. This importance is from 0 to 5, 5 being what we feel is going to be the most important information that came out today. So if we wanted to filter this out by importance, we would see that, you know, most important up here is at top, and that is, you know, decided by our news desk, who you know understands the flow of the news and understands the economic calendar. So they're going to rate those for you as a 0 to 5. If you guys have any questions on the calendars, please drop them into the chat. I will be sure to get to them. So I want to quickly show you guys how to load up a watch list. We see here my watch list. If I did not have a watch list, I would just select this plus sign right up here. I would create the name. So I would call it webinar. I believe I already have one named webinar. And then what I do is, if I had my tickers somewhere, I could copy and paste them and drop them in right here. Very simple, very easy, and then it would upload them. If I didn't have them and it just had a couple, all I would have to do is just start typing them in. So you have to type in the letter and hit enter. If you don't hit enter, it is not going to grab it. If you hit space, it's not going to grab it. So you see that by me, I just hit space, it did not grab it. Even if I keep typing, I'm not grabbing that into my watch list. So after I have a few tickers created, I'm going to create my watch list. So you guys are going to see my watch list name is right up here. Say I didn't want that name, I could then just rename it testing, and it renamed my watch list. If I wanted to continue to add to my watch list, I could just do that by selecting a ticker up top. You see it highlighted blue, and then I just have to hit enter one more time. So once again, just type in the ticker, hit enter, and hit enter twice. So you hit enter 2 times after you type in the ticker, and it's going to populate down here on your watch list. If you wanted to get rid of one, you right click and you see these different features. You can remove it from your watch list. That simple. If you wanted to delete the entire watch list, you just go ahead and hit that trash can. Are you sure you want to delete it? Yep. And it's gone. I could export this watch list to a CSV, which would allow me to do different depending on your strategy, you could do some different models, some different comparables if you wanted to, just with a simple right click. So now that we have a watch list, I'm going to show you guys how to set up your alerts. So all I did there was I selected the alerts on the left-hand side. It is the bell. What it did is it popped open a window. And what it's showing me is the different categories. These are the same categories we've seen in our news feed, but this is where we get audio alerts. If we wanted an audio alert, such as a bell or an alarm, every time an option activity, option alert, option, anytime options came across your news feed, you could set it up like that. All you got to do is select what type of sound you'd like to hear, and say you're not able to be around your Benzinga Pro platform, but you wanted to make sure you weren't missing any of the news. You could have that stream straight to your email as well. And then if you guys wanted any help setting up your email to have that automatically send you an SMS text, you could also get pretty creative and do that as well. So you can have these alerts funneled into your email, which then would automatically and instantly create a SMS text alert as well with the headline of what just happened. So now that we're done with the categories, I don't want to spend too much time on that and bore you guys. So we talked about the categories, sound alerts, email alerts. Now we can select the watch list. Right next to the word category, we see the blue line is underneath it. We select our watch list right here, and we see a few different things. We see that we can set up sound alert for our watch list as well for these individual tickers or email alerts. Also, new feature we just added probably within the last month is the daily email summary. Let me see if I can pull one over to your screen real quick. And so what a daily email summary is I get 2 emails a day on this. And what those emails are, is just a quick overview of anything that happened inside my watch list. So this is what happened in the overnight session from 4 p.m. Eastern time the day before and up until 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:40 a.m. Eastern time. The only two things that happened in the futures market were Ford had this headline, Form 10 come out, and then Exxon had this headline come out. So those are the only two things that happened in the overnight market. If there was more activity in the overnight market, I would have gotten a little more of an email. Let me see if I can. I don't want to waste you guys too much of your time showing you guys my alerts. But yeah, so all you'd have to do is turn this to on, and you'll get 2 daily emails that summarize what just happened in your watch list. Usually it tells you, so around 5:30, I get my digest after the market, and it tells me my biggest gainer for the day, and it tells me the biggest loser of the day. So it's kind of interesting. I get to understand what just happened throughout the whole trading day, and it gives me a little snapshot with the headlines. So guys, I just flew through the Benzinga Pro platform. I would really challenge you guys if you have any questions. I think I did get to a few of them. Let me check here if there's any other ones. There will be a promo code that will be going out so you guys can save some money on the platform for joining me today. And that will be, I believe, 30% off. It could be, I believe it's a 30% off coupon code, and you guys will be receiving that email very soon. All right, well, I don't think there's any other questions. I believe I got to them all. Really appreciate you guys joining me today. Like I said, make sure you guys, if you guys need any help, all you got to do is hover over the help button on the left-hand side and go ahead and go to chat with support. That's going to pop open this little window, and then you're going to have chat room access with the support team. So you just, right here, and you will see that you guys can just chat in with us and we can help you out. If you don't want to waste the time chatting back and forth, feel free to give us a call. Tell us how to improve the platform. Tell us what features you'd like to see. All right, well, really appreciate you guys' time. Won't take too much more of it. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for listening.